Welcome to Harvest to Pour, the business of beverages, with your host, Matthew Shipp. This is the podcast for all of those who are involved in the agriculture all the way to the distribution of beverages. And now your host, Matthew Shipp.
Hello and welcome back to another Workshop Minute on Harvest to Pour, the business of beverages. I'm your host, Matthew Shipp, and today we're going to explore discovering the bottleneck in your services, and we're going to do that by going beyond the customer journey. So, customer journey can tell you a lot about the steps your customer will take once they decide to purchase your service or your product. And from there, you can get a better understanding of how to improve the customer service. But that's only one layer deep into your overall service. What it doesn't tell you is all the systems, the processes, and the people that go into each step of that journey. Sometimes the customer doesn't interact with a particular step, and that'll be left out of your customer journey. So by going deeper into that customer journey, you'll be able to improve two very important things, both the customer and the employee experience. So normally when you're looking for these challenges, these bottlenecks, and how they affect your business, typically this first start is you look at the processes in your service and you just assume they're going to work because that's the way you've always done it. And so what happens if you were to introduce a new POS system or change supporting services like your delivery system? Are you just plugging things into your current system and assume they're just going to work? What happens when you do that is you create these inefficiencies. They become incorporated. So I call them incorporated inefficiencies. And what happens is there's just these small little tweaks, small little workarounds that over time cost you time, money, and start to create bad habits in your staff and even yourself. So, you change the POS system. You used to do it one way, but now and nobody said how to do it. So people start assuming, I just, take something very similar and tweak it here. And over time, there's a much more better way to do that. And you're losing time on that because they're switching through menus they don't need to be switching through because the new PO system has a different menu system and you didn't really incorporate that into how your system works. Also, when I bring this up a lot, owners will tell me, well, they just observe what the staff is doing and get an idea what's going on. And then they'll just make the adjustments and fix it that way. Well, you're making a lot of assumptions here, which you may not be seeing, and you're not going to be seeing everything. So you're missing certain nuances. And because of things like those incorporated inefficiencies over time, this could affect the mindset and the confidence of your employees. And that will affect how, their ability, their confidence on problem solving, their confidence on just all these workarounds, just kind of wearing them down over the day. And eventually you may end up turnover because they're just kind of tired of doing all these weird jumping through all these little hoops to make one thing work that this should be much simpler. And also a lot of owners will go for the ROI. Well, my ROI is up, but that's a very reactive way of looking at things because making more money might be great for the business, but at what cost? You could be causing more employee turnover. They could filter down to customer dissatisfaction. And if ever anybody knows that it costs anywhere between, I've heard $1,200 and $1,500 per employee to retrain somebody new after another employee has left. So you might be making more money, but on the back end, you're spending just as much. So a way to kind of get a grasp on your systems through your customer service is to really visualize it. And a way to do that is to map it out in a visual manner. And what that does is it gives your mind access points. And I've talked about this in other workshop minutes, but if you have it in front of you, you have the access point to it. And you're not worried about one thing that somebody told you about, that somebody else tells you about something else, and you're just kind of keeping it in notes. You have it all mapped out linearly, and you can move to that point and move back to that point, but you're not losing where you are because you just go right back to it. This gives your mind many access points for all that information. So now you're seeing your services, your customer, your processes, and your people all at the same time and how they interact. And you can zoom in and out of that. You can zoom into a service and how that process works, and zoom back out to see how if the customer interacts with this piece and where your staff are on that. So the best way to go approach this for mapping it out is Let's just take some small steps first. First, if you're just the owner and you have that 500-foot view, start just writing down those touch points where your customer is and each step along the way. From there, you want to lay in those processes, just the step descriptions underneath each one of those touch points. Eventually, you're going to flip that. You can put the step descriptions on top and the touch points below those step descriptions. Now we get to go deeper under each step, under each touch point. So now you want to add in who is involved, not only the customer, but who in your staff is involved with that point. And you're going to go down. Each lane is a touch point going down. You're also going to list within that system, the systems, the POS, the CRM, your chatbots, help desk, and any other tracking technologies that exist only within that touch point. Once you're that far down and you have all these laid out the way you see them, so just you right now, bring your staff in, bring your team in, maybe one or two at a time, and have them look down each lane in the touch points and have them agree or validate, audit it and say, yeah, this is exactly what's happening. What you're going to find is that's not exactly what's happening. You're going to say, oh yeah, by the way, I do this here. And then you're going to bring in another employee and they, oh, well, I do this exact same thing 4 steps down the lane. That might be important, or it might be a duplication or redundancy you don't need in your system. So bringing through the staff in each section, let them filling out some of the pieces of who's involved, the systems that are involved, the processes that are involved. You're going to start seeing a more complete map of your overall business systems as it relates to the customer journey and your staff. So other things that will come up as you're bringing your staff are what I like to call quick fixes and project. The quick fixes are these duplications. Oh, you don't need to be doing this because I'm already doing this in this step. Let's just eliminate that, save your employees some time, and that's that. It's all done. Some other things are going to be bigger pieces. It could be with integrating a new POS system. Okay, well, we got to define all the places that the POS system interact with this journey and figure out the best way for it to plug back in. And it may not plug back in the same way your old system does. So this could be a project. And this will take a little more time to work out. But the thing is, what matters is you've identified it, you know where it is and where it's coming into play in your systems. And now you're much better informed towards tackling that situation with the right solutions. So again, consider how this can apply to your business. And start small just by tracking those touch points. And as you see them, get your staff involved to fill in the blanks, and you'll get a better view of the health of your services in no time. Oh, another great side benefit of doing this is your staff has buy-in, and it can improve the culture because now they have some ownership of what's going on, and they feel heard. And happy employees always equal happy customers, and also will save you time, peace of mind, knowing your business is being run well. So I'd like to thank you for joining me on this Workshop Minute on Harvest of Poor. If you have any questions or would like to see how this process could work for you, please reach out. You can find me at mberrysolutions.com or on LinkedIn, or find my connections in the show notes. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Harvest to Pour, the business of beverages with Matthew Shipp. Check the show notes for our guest contact information and connect with Matthew Shipp on LinkedIn today.
Hey, are you spinning your wheels trying to figure out what will really boost your business's bottom line? At Emberry Solutions, our Profit Priority Workshop is here to cut through the noise. We help you zero in on what truly matters, aligning your team, optimizing your processes, and magnifying your profits. Imagine your business running smoother than ever, with every decision and effort leading straight to increased profits. That's what focusing on the right priorities can do. Ready to boost your efficiency and profits? Visit Emberry Solutions and let's start making your business work smarter. At Emberry Solutions, we take your business from bottlenecks to breakthroughs.